Alright everyone, let me make one thing very clear for you, and that is that being broke is completely fine, but staying in the exact same situation for the rest of your life, not being able to pay the bills, not being able to take a vacation to wherever you want, whenever you want, and having a boss that tells you exactly what to do is just not okay at all. Or at least if you're watching this video, I will probably assume that this is not what you're interested in. But I also understand that many of you watching are starting SMMA with as little as $0 to begin with. So therefore, in today's video, I'm going to teach you the exact methods that I used and that I recommend you to use when starting a social media marketing agency as a complete beginner with $0 to your name. So this is the video I've been waiting for, because let's be honest, most of the videos out there are going to require you to have like at least $100 to build out a website, get a loom and everything. But in this video, I'm going to teach you how to get started with as little as $0. Now, before we get into the video, there's a couple of things you have to understand. Starting an SMMA with $0 is going to come with a few disadvantages. There are certain apps you will not be able to use. There's certain extensions and things that would drastically help you that you're now not able to use. But as I said, guys, I started my own agency with as little as $0 so many years ago. I'm going to teach you exactly what I did. And truthfully, I actually documented the whole journey on my other YouTube channels and showed you everything from when I started to the point where I'm at today.
This one, yeah, you can see the ROAS is on 11, which is pretty insane. This one is on 13, which is good. This thing right here, it's been running for 3 days.
So I can say I'm definitely the right guy to teach you this, but let's get straight into the video. This video is going to show you exactly how to get clients. I'm going to show live outreach inside of my own PC. But before that, there's one thing we have to talk about, and that is that when you make your first $1,000, everything is going to be so much easier. And I'm sure you probably heard this before, that getting the first $10,000 is really, really hard, but the next $100,000 is easy. It's the same with your first 100K. It's really, really hard. It's definitely a grind, but I'm telling you, going from 100K to $1 million is actually not that hard at all. It's all about showing up. But when you're first starting out, this can be extremely difficult. So the first thing you have to do with your first $1,000 before you get into the strategy is that you have to invest it into a team. Because you're starting out, you're doing everything yourself. You're spending hours and hours a day doing outreach. Well, that is going to take a lot of your time. So the first thing you need to do is to get your first deal invested into a team. From there, it's going to be very, very easy. So the thing I recommend you to do is actually to start with a little bit of a different service than you would have ever thought. Yes, we're into the strategy already. You're going to need some money to get some apps such as Calendly, Loom, all of those good extensions that's pretty much necessary, in my opinion, to run a professional agency. What you're going to do is you're going to get one low ticket client. This could be a client for as little as $300. My first ever client was $50. It was in e-commerce, and we were running a beard straightener product to Brazil. It was working really, really good. He made over 6 figures. I only got $50, but it allowed me to at least get some extensions or a website for my agency. So how do you get your first low ticket client? Well, there is 2 different options. And the one I recommend you to do is actually to start up a video creation agency where you, for example, go to a YouTuber and you offer him to chop up all his videos for the next month for, let's just say, $300 and make it all into short form content. You wouldn't even believe how many DMs I get every single day, or before I was removed of Instagram, how many DMs I used to get every single day from people offering me to chop my short form content up into videos. And I could have easily just sent someone $500 a month to do the job. So what you're going to do is you're going to find YouTubers, and then you're going to find their email. So if you go on my channel, you can see in the description, I have my email right there. Don't send me these offers, please. For real. I don't want it. I'm not going to accept that right now. But go to YouTube channels, find their email, and then you're going to send them a cold email. And trust me, this always works. This is a guaranteed strategy to make money, but it's probably not going to make you super rich. But you want to make your first $300, $500, you're going to go to all these YouTube channels. I would say maybe in the financial industry. I think it's a really good market for it. You're going to offer them for as little as 150, 200, whatever amount of money you need to get started to chop up the videos into short form content and push it out on TikTok or whatever you want to do for the next month. And in just a couple of days, honestly, you should have been able to secure your first deal. What I personally did to make my first money was I went into Facebook groups and I helped people out for completely free with e-commerce because I came from a dropshipping background, so I had a lot of experience. Now, you don't have to have experience to do this. It just helped me. And then I offer people help, and in return, I would just say, when they say thank you, Henrik, for helping, I'll just say send me a message if you need anything. They all message messaged me, and then I just started charging them in the DMs for like $100 to run their ads. Just super, super low ticket stuff, which allowed me to get Loom, get Calendly, get a website, get all of these apps installed that was kind of required to run an agency. And now that you've done this and you secured your first deal, which is not hard at all, you're going to actually start SMMA. Because truthfully, I think a content creation agency, and I know people who does it, I even have students who do it, it's kind of hard to scale past $10,000, $12,000 a month. I know one guy who does it very well, but it's going to be hard. And I would assume you probably want to do SMMA because that is the best option. Now you have a website, now you have your first money, it's time to get into SMMA. And this is where the video is about to get really, really interesting. Probably why you're here. Now you have the option to choose between scaling your content creation agency, which is going to be you hiring editors, doing all this stuff, which I probably wouldn't do, and to start with SMMA. But understand that you're doing all of this alone. It's going to be a little bit hard. I'm not going to sit here and sell you on this is going to be super easy. Just buy this $49 program, $50, $100 program, whatever it is. No, it's not going to be easy, but if you really want to change your life, you're going to do this. Keep in mind, guys, being broke is really hard. So let's try to change that right now. You're deciding which agency you're going to get into, and you're probably going to get into social media marketing, which is the exact thing I'm doing. You're completely alone, so you have to do a lot of outreach. But the second you get your first client, which is completely achievable, just look at my student right here. He signed his first client in 21 days. My other student took 2 months. But the thing they both have in common is that they really put in the work. What you guys have to do is you have to do a lot of outreach, and let me show you exactly how to do the outreach. But just keep one thing in mind. Your goal with this outreach is to get your first client for, let's say, $1,000, $1,500, $2,000, and then invest into a team to do outreach. Now, once you got your first client, you never really have to do outreach again. You can get your emails automated. And, I have multiple videos going over exactly how to do this. But the point is to get your first client, to get your first team member or 2 people on outreach, so you can move with 2 or 3x the speed, especially if you do outreach yourself. Because let's be for real, a big agency owner should have inbound leads. He shouldn't sit here, and I obviously don't sit here and spam people the whole day to try to get a client. No, it doesn't work like that, but it's a great way to get the ball rolling, to actually get started. Anyways, how do we actually find clients? I'm sure that's what you're interested in. Well, let me recommend you 3 niches. I would say go with e-commerce, or go with contractors, or go with pretty much any local business. Now, I probably wouldn't go with things that's super low tickets, such as gyms. I think the dog wants to go out. But anyways, I probably wouldn't go with super low ticket stuff, such as gyms. I'll go with something like contractors, painting businesses, house renovation, stuff like that, which is high ticket services, because they probably have more money to invest in you. And when you talk to contractors, it's very easy to get a hold of the owner. Those are usually the people that actually replies to you. So you can get into the owner's DMs pretty much instantly. But let's break it down. Let's first start with you trying to find a contractor. So I showed this in my last video. I'm going to show it once again. Okay, so we're inside my PC, and we're going to come over here and we're going to search for example, painting business. And I actually did this in my last video, but this video is different. So do not click off. This video is going to change your life if you actually listen to it. But check this out. We're going to search painting business. Then we're going to search a city. So let's just search. Oh, I messed up. Then we're going to search a city. So let's just search London, painting business London. We're going to hit pages right here. Now, you always have to hit pages because that's where the businesses are actually at. So as we can see with London, I really cannot find any painting business. So let's just do New York. Painting company New York. Check this out, guys. We go pages right here, as we always do, and then what you're gonna see is we're gonna find a lot of them. We just have to scroll down a little bit, and I've actually messaged so many of these pages before. For example, this one I actually messaged before, and they did reply. Obviously they reply. Let's see what I messaged them though. As you guys can see right here, I sent a message saying, hey, is this the right place to ask a question? Yes, how can I help you? And this is a very good way to get in the door. You don't want to talk about marketing, you don't want to talk about any of this, because then it's very easy for them to ignore you. But one thing is, guys, to not open a message. The other thing is to ghost you. It's very hard for someone to ignore you when you've already gotten in the door, they already answered, compared to if they can just not answer the first message at all. So that's why I always open like this. Yes, how can I help? Just curious to see who is in charge of your marketing. I noticed some improvements could be made to your ads. And then I said things like, I made a quick 2-minute video going over the 3 next steps you can take to increase your sales drastically this month. Would you like to see it? And if they say yes, I would like to see the video, then I'm going to record a Loom. Keep in mind, you never want to send a Loom or any custom content to someone who's not warm or not interested. So if they say yes, then I'm going to go out there and actually film the Loom. In the Loom, I'm going to plug the meeting. I'm going to drag up a couple of errors. Maybe I can talk about their website really quick. Maybe if I have, I could show my own ads manager. I could show some of their creatives and, just give some actual information, some actual value. This is not going to work if you're just trying to set a meeting. All about giving value to the potential client. This is very important for you to understand. And guys, I think the dog want to be in the video or want to go out. He's all over it. So hopefully you guys just think it's cute. If you don't, just try to ignore ignore it. Anyways, though, it's all about giving value, okay? You're not just gonna DM someone and say, yo, let's get in a meeting. No, it doesn't work like that at all. You have to give someone value. This is the same as if you were to network with a mentor. Alright, it's 2 hours later. I was out eating dinner and things like that. But anyways, we're back. So I'm going to show you how to find e-commerce clients. And if you guys want me to make videos on e-commerce SMMA, feel free to let me know down in the comments. Because one thing about e-commerce social media marketing is, that sounded really weird. Because one thing about SMMA for e-commerce is that you can make so much money. Not because of the retainer. Because guys, a 2K retainer times 5 is only 10K a month. There has to be some other ways that you can really scale to make those ridiculous amounts of money. So why do I like e-commerce SMMA? Well, that is because you can actually take profit shares, but you have to be somewhat skilled with ads. Now, good news is it's not actually that hard. People always say don't start an e-commerce agency. It's really hard. No, it's not. Starting local is hard as well. Both are hard. Choose your hard, because starting a business is always going to be difficult. So I actually recommend you to do that. If you want more videos on it, I can definitely make that. Let's jump inside of my PC and I'll show you the actual strategy right now. So we're gonna go to this website. It's called Dropisby. There's multiple ways to find them. You could go to Facebook newsfeed. You could go to the Facebook ad library, search keywords, e-commerce keywords such as 50% off, free shipping. It could be whatever. And I also think that, as I said, the Facebook newsfeed, every third post on the newsfeed is literally an ad. So if you engage with e-commerce ads, you're going to get e-commerce ads. Same if you're working in local, for example, gyms. If you engage with gym ads, every third ad is eventually going to turn into a gym ad. But I'm not going to talk more about that. Let's just see here. You can see Dropisby. It literally has like pretty much every e-commerce product out there. And it's not only for dropshipping, because you want big clients, eventually big brands. But as you can see, let me just go through the filters. And this is no sponsor. I don't even know Dropisby at all. I'm just genuinely recommending it. We can put the first scene date, and let's put it only like 2 months back, because we want new ads. We want someone who's doing good right now. Last scene, we don't have to really mess with. We can also take the countries. So I would take top 5: United States, Canada, United Kingdom, Australia. We can throw in Germany, Netherlands, any modern European countries. Great. We can also drive up the likes and comments. And the reason why we should do that, we should probably do the comments like 20. So what I want you to understand is that if an ad has, 20, 50 comments, they're probably spending more money than someone who has 0 comments, but that's not always the case. He could be running cheap engagement campaigns to Africa. Like, you really never know. But at least comments is like a good sign, right? So we can do all of that, and then we can just search. As you can see, you're going to need a premium account. This is probably a bug, because it should work perfectly fine. But if not, maybe you have to buy one. But the point of this app, and I have multiple videos showing it, is that it literally shows like every e-commerce ad out there. As you can see, though, there's a lot of weird ads. Just keep that in mind. So whenever you see like a weird ad, you have to like kind of differentiate what is a weird ad and what is actually a physical good product. This one, for example, right here is obviously not in the ideal language for a marketing agency, but this is a reasonable product. It's actually a real product. It's physical. It makes sense. Like this ad over here, you see all this text. This makes no sense. We can go to their Facebook right here. As you see, they have a Facebook button, and this is why the Dropisby strategy is so amazing. You can go to their website as well and grab their email and send them an email, just letting you know. But ideally, what we like to do is we just come up here and we will actually just text the page. So we will text them the same thing. Hey, is this the right place to ask you a question? We'll text them marketing stuff, and then we'll try to set up a meeting, which sales meeting is something we're going to cover quickly later on in this video. But that's how I find local clients, and that's also how I find e-commerce clients. So I hope that helped you. Obviously, talking back and forth to clients is always going to be hard, but I have multiple other videos explaining that. But your only goal here is to set up a meeting or send them a loom. But it's all going to end up with some sort of meeting. And then just don't price your service too high. You're just starting out. You're a beginner. You need your first couple $100s, couple $1,000. So you can start at $750. You can start at $100 after you got that first deal that actually came through with the $300 that allows you to reinvest back into your company. Now, one thing we have to talk about, and this is so important, as you guys know, the YouTubers don't really keep it 100 with you, but it seems like a lot of people are starting an agency channel that don't really know what they're talking about. And this is no specific at all. I'm just generally saying because that's what it seems like. But you have to really try to figure out who is real. And there's many real YouTubers. Obviously, there's many great ones, but you have to, keep an eye on this. They should definitely know service delivery. Most of these guys don't show you anything about it. They never showed you an ads manager. Just keep this in mind, guys. There is a wave of fake gurus right now. You have to watch out. Anyways, I'm going to show you a little bit about advertising. And if you are new, if you're a beginner, this is going to be really confusing to you, but I'm going to do my best to help you. One thing I always try to teach my students is to understand service delivery before even doing outreach. And if you want to apply to join my mentorship program, it does cost money, just letting you guys know that. You can send an email right here to ecombossy@gmail.com and explain why I should work with you. Because I only take on like 3-4 people at a time, and I'm very strict. There is a reason my program is this successful. It's because I don't work with only randoms. So email me here if you want to get in, but let me show you actually like a little bit about running ads, because this is what YouTubers don't really talk that much about. Also letting you know, I have a Facebook tutorial that has over 100,000 views for SMMA, so check that out. It's going to be linked in the description. Don't click off now because I'm about to give you some information, but that video is going to really teach you service delivery. It's really, really good. I'm proud of it. And besides that, click a like, subscribe, maybe follow my Instagram. But enough of that. Let me show you a little bit about ads. So as you can see, here is the Facebook Ads Manager. It probably looks a little bit advanced if you are completely new. Let's go ahead and sort it by results. This is basically where you will launch campaigns. You will be able to track the results of your clients. So let me teach you a couple of metrics. As you guys can see, we have the purchases. These are very important to have. You want to make sure you have the reach, the purchases, the amount spent, the budget. You could even have the cost per result. It's not that important if you have ROAS, but obviously it's something I really would recommend you to have, so just stick with it. And as you can see, I set up some columns here so we can just go and use them. This is called Henrik Mastermind. I don't know if it's true. It's true. It honestly is true. Anyways, the things you want to have in your ads manager is ROAS, and as you can see, you can customize your columns right here, so you can search for it. But you want to have ROAS, you want to have purchases, you want to have the budget, amount spent, all of this stuff. The goal when starting is just to launch a simple campaign. So you go to campaign, you create a campaign, watch the tutorial, and then that's one campaign is going to come with 7 ad sets. Each ad set is going to run from $10 a day. So this is something you can tell your clients that they're going to be working with around $70 per day when starting. But if you are selling something high ticket, let's say you're selling a product for $80 or $100 or more, then I do recommend you to start off your campaigns with, let's say, 5 ad sets. If the client is low budget, I would ideally always do 7. But you can start off your campaign with 5 to 7 ad sets, and they're going to run at $20 each. So high ticket product runs at $20 a day, and lower ticket products anywhere from $0 to $60 approximately is going to run for, let's say, $10 a day. $10 a day is like a really good way to do it. You can target the exact city if you are doing local. I'll actually show you right now. I showed this in my last video, but I'm just going to show it again because I think it's really relevant for this exact video. So we can come down here to the countries. If you are doing worldwide for ecom, you can exclude these countries. Anyways, let me actually show you. Let's say that your client is in Los Angeles, for example. So let's go there. Let's search it up. Let's say your client is in Burbank, right up here. You don't want to target the whole LA. I think like 5 million people lives there, so that's going to be expensive. This is a great trick, and I know I showed it in my past video, but it's good. Drop a pin. There we go. I just dropped a pin. Now I dropped it at Glendale, whatever it is. There it is. So we can now remove LA, and now we're targeting a way smaller circle. So our money is going to go way further here. If it's, anything specific, let's see if there's any names in here. Yeah, so if we want to target this specific part, we can just, zoom out. So we could do, let's say we do 10 kilometers. So we reach way more specific. You get what I mean? So this is what you want to do when you are running campaigns for your clients to specific places. This is what you do in lead generation. And guys, for a small town, you could literally reach a whole city for like $70, $100. So now you see why this thing is just so powerful. Besides that, you want to just run simple advertising campaigns and then just watch my Facebook ad tutorial, because there has to be a reason why it's doing so well. I think it's a really good video. And lastly, you're getting your first clients. Outreach is painful. You don't want to sit there. I don't sit here and do outreach for hours a day. Then I would be nowhere near where I'm at today. So what you want is you want to get a team, right? And the most important thing to have in your team is not a media buyer, in my opinion. You should learn how to run the ads yourself, because you cannot sell what you don't know, right? How are you going to sell advertising if you didn't even know anything about it? So media buyer is important, absolutely. But I want you to get 2 people on outreach. You want to get your emails automated so you can send 200 to 300 a day. That's going to set you so many appointments and meetings, which is going to just turn you into a closer. All you really need to do is to show up and close the deal and fulfill the service. Then you also want someone who's, for example, doing DMs for you. All I'm saying is automate the outreach, because all you're going to have to do if outreach is automated is literally just to capture the payments, do the service delivery. It just makes sense, right? Outreach is what takes time, so that's also what you should be outsourcing. Anyways, that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you found it helpful and that you click a like on it and subscribe to my channel. And I have a free Discord. There's no upsells, no courses. Just go join it. It's a really, really good community of people who's looking to learn. It's in the description. But yeah, we're taking over YouTube this year. I'm going to document everything. I'm going to show you inside of my agency, everything. I'm not going to sit there on the rant and end the video, but it's going to be absolutely amazing. So I'm looking forward to see you in the next video.